how I plan to scale my e-commerce brand in 2025 and 2026 to $10 million a year. Step by step, let's go. Hey there, my name is Ricky Hayes and welcome to today's video on how I plan to scale my new e-com brand to $10 million a year, step by step. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe and like today's video. It makes a big difference. Comment below if you have any questions. I answer every question in the comment. I've been doing e-commerce now for over 8 years. I pretty much know the entire game. I'm the founder of multiple e-commerce brands, multiple SaaS brands. I've done over 8 figures in revenue in e-commerce alone and 8 figures in SaaS. And I bring all that knowledge and skills here into today's video. So be sure to follow all these tips and ask any questions you have down below. Let's get into today's content. All right, fantastic. So I've just got my trusty tablet here that I'm going to use to make this as interactive as possible. I really like to make it. So firstly, I'm going to be using Shopify. So, there's plenty of platforms out there. There's WooCommerce, but we always just use Shopify. But just for me, mainly because of its simplicity and mainly because it has so many integrations, right? So the important thing is that you want to have integrations. Everything integrates with Shopify. It's basically the standard. There's no point in trying to fight that. I know many people that have used other platforms and a lot of them end up migrating to Shopify just because you have every integration under the sun there. Like whatever SaaS brand is doing, they always have an integration with Shopify. Okay, so use Shopify. I'm going to be using Alibaba to source my products. I always use Alibaba. I'm speaking to a supplier now. I'm going to be making more videos on how to talk to suppliers. One of the key things when talking to suppliers is finding a great supplier. What I do is you find the type of product niche that you're after. So it's very important that you choose a niche. Don't just sell trending products. Obviously, in your niche, you want to sell trending types of styles and products to stay on trends, right? So trends are very important, but it is nowhere near as important as building a niche, because what happens from a niche is you build a brand, which equals loyalty. Okay. Now this entire whiteboard I will be sharing down below. You can use it just as reference. My handwriting is far from perfect, but I use this to try and make these a bit more interactive. I really enjoy doing it this way. Okay. So when you find suppliers, you want to at least find 3 good suppliers, right? And what I do by that is you look at their star ratings for the type of product, and you look by the age and how many orders they've sort of had, like how many reviews, right? So if one's had 4 and they're 3 years old, and I see one that's 10 years that has 50, I'll go with that one if they have the same sort of star review, right? Don't look at 5.0 as, if 4.9 is pretty much 5.0. There's not going to be any business in the world that gets a perfect 5.0 forever. It is physically impossible. I actually think it's more reliable to get 4.9. Contact them on Alibaba and get them on WhatsApp, right? So what you want to do is you want to get these people on WhatsApp, right, and talk to them. Now, there's a few key things that's very important. As you do, you will see some that are good at communication and some that aren't. Ones that aren't good at communication, right? Ones that aren't good at communication, phase them out, right? So use some criteria, right? Basically is what I do. Ones that can communicate, that have good English, grammar, makes a big difference when you're communicating with them regularly. If they can't understand you, they're not going to make the type of product that you're after, right? Whatever that looks like. The communication, you'll just be pulling hairs out, right? Because there is a language barrier. But a lot of Chinese people are, taught English in school as a part of their education curriculum, and a lot of them go to university for it too. So if you can find people like that, makes a massive difference. I'm speaking to a supplier that actually helps a massive global brand that's actually supported by Oprah Winfrey, and I have them as a supplier that I found them using this strategy, and we're getting the samples as of right now. And then so once I get the samples, then I get the photography. So that's basically what I do. And getting on WhatsApp shows that they're serious as well. 99% of the time they'll be serious. And for any payments, make sure that you get, make sure that you get samples, right? Now, again, samples, it costs money. A lot of them, they want, the bulk order naturally, but you want to get these samples, right? And you want to get the samples because one, you're testing the supplier, you're testing the quality of their product. the communication, you'll find a lot of issues and you'll learn a lot there. I actually found a number of competitors just by speaking to our supplier where it's like, these are our other brands we're helping. Boom, there we go. I have then done market research. So one of the benefits of doing this way as well is then you also inadvertently get market research, right? Whoops, whatever, spelled really bad. I'll fix that. I'll fix that. Is research. Why am I typing? Research. There we go, Ricky. And that's very important, right? Is that you also get to know market research and you get to validate the type of product. When I saw the other brands that are selling this, I saw there was one massive one and all the other ones were small ones. I'm like, beautiful. There's plenty of market out there. And it's all in women's pajamas, right? I'm selling women's pajamas. Now, when I choose a type of product, what I look for as a marketer is you want to look for scalability, right? I'm a marketer. I'm by far not the best with products. One of my team members is actually helping me with the products because the product is always my sore point. I'm not the most fashionable person. I'm not a woman. If you're trying to sell women's products and you want to build a brand around it, it's best to be the woman because right? No matter what a man does, it's just different, right? And so getting, if you want to be in the eyes of the actual customer. So that's why I've got one of my team members that are actually helping me with this, that help me, that's also one of my content creators helping me to actually with the product sourcing to meet her standards and expectations. She loves the products. She wants to build this as well. She finds it very exciting. So if you can find someone that, because preferably in e-commerce, right, the target demographic, that always is the most scalable in, not always, I should say, but 95% of instances where you see all these insane sales shots and growth and everything is women 25 to 44, right? That is golden. If you look at, for instance, like I look at Gymshark, right? And look at their website. Go to their homepage, and you'll see obviously they sell for men and women, and men buy that. That's a one where, but overall, you look at their marketing, and you'll notice a common trend that most of their marketing, probably about 60-70%, is still targeted to women, right? So because women buy a lot more than men. Right, especially in just e-commerce, it's just statistically, you go to any market, like you go down to your local marketplace, and you will see most of the shops, 70-80% at least, are usually targeted towards women. Most of the buyers are women. You go to general stores that are brands in your country, and you'll see mostly women. Right, it is just mostly women. And if you can get 25-44, they're old enough where they have enough cash behind them. They're usually mums. They're working, whatever, and they love to buy. Right, it's what they love to do. So that's why I chose pajamas, right? And so with the niche, that's why I did a lot of research and was like, beautiful. And I plan to build more brands, and I'm going to be revealing everything about this in this channel because I believe in full transparency. This is going to be a full proper brand, and I'm going to be learning a lot from this because this is a new space for me. But I know I can learn it. Once I learn it, it's not hard. It's just understanding the deeper intricacies, right? So if you're targeting women 25-44 and you're a man, you're not going to do as good a marketing as what a woman would when you build a brand. Now, a lot of dropshippers and all of that, they get a lot of sales and that, but they don't get what is the most important thing in building a brand. LTV. The by far fundamentally most important stat in any business, honestly, but especially something like e-commerce. In my SaaS brands, it's all the same. Lifetime value, right? Okay. Lifetime value. Lifetime value is by far the most important stat in any business, and you speak to investors and that, and they will look at that, right? What is the problem with the dropshipping model, right? What is the problem, as an example, with dropshipping? It has no lifetime value. And you can easily tell that if you look at their stores, you'll see that their sales, they go up, 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 and then it's down and they're dead, right? It's dead, right? The brand is dead. And that's just how it's going to be forever. And that's always, whereas when you have lifetime value, it's basically, it's longer and there's going to be ups and downs, but overall, if you're doing it right, it's just this upward trajectory, right? And I call it, most people refer to it as D2C, direct to consumer. Now, here's the cool thing, right? Is you can still do essentially drop shipping, but you do it as a D2C type. All the difference is that with a lot of drop shipping brands, the reason that it dies is because the product quality is crap, right? Crap product. It is a crap product. And then you add to it the other thing that people don't like, long shipping times. Now, a lot of people are aware that a lot of items come from China, right? That's just how it is, right? That we know that. But when we get it shipped from China and we get the tracking and that, it's not a good experience. If you're a US citizen, you want your item within a couple of days. You feel really valued, right? You feel really, really valued. There are so many enterprise brands that they have stores in US and they use a tool that I'm going to use, which is not hard. It's called ShipBob. Yes, it costs more. Yes, it's more work, but yes, that's why you do it, right? The by doing it this way, you can essentially ShipBob. What you do is you use a tool like Alibaba. You bulk order it. You set up ShipBob. You speak to them, get that set up. Takes a little bit. You speak to an account manager, talk to them, and they have warehouses all around the world. That's why I love ShipBob, right? All around the world. All around the world, literally. And so you've got infinite scalability, but then you've got the biggest thing, which is branding plus fast shipping. And that's it, right? You've got brand plus fast shipping. So as you build your branding, you've got good product from Alibaba. You've then got, and you've done your branding. You're like, you have your brand on your product. You have like a thank you card, and you can send all of this because they know ShipBob and that the importance of the brands want their branding. That's why literally they will store it in their shelves. They've got crates, they've got shelves, and they will do fast shipping, like nearly same day processing. And it's all automated. It integrates with Shopify naturally, of course, as well. And you just get charged a bill. Right? Simple as that. You get charged shipping, and what you do over time is you get that data of how much your shipping cost, and just factor that into how much you onset onto the customer. And usually I would, for me, I like to have a bit of a profit from that as well, where I add at least 15% on top, right? So you'll figure that out. You'll get the analytics, and you just sort of, they're like, okay, 15% on top. For margin, because you want to make margin on your shipping too. Why not? ShipBob's making margin on theirs, pass it on to the customer. At the end of the day, as long as they get a good branding and custom and fast shipping, it's fantastic. And you know what the best part is, right? Is that this method, you go from Alibaba, pardon me, ShipBob, whatever, customer. Okay, excuse the really bad handwriting. Hands off. And you have global scalability. So from a marketing perspective, it's fantastic, right? But as I said, the big difference that will come from all of this is then you will actually build a real brand, right? Instead of like what I've seen so many times, which is always a big thing with dropshipping, is that you sell it and then the brand dies and you start again. I don't like that model. I don't think it's good at all, right? I think the model of caring about your customer is super important. Care about customer, right? We're all customers at some point. You're all watching this video and you're all a customer at some point. We all want to be respected. So when you do this, you're basically doing a still drop shipping model to some extent, but D2C, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But the big difference with this is that you're caring about your customer, you're building branding, you're giving them fast shipping, and you can just keep improving that. And then you use tools like what I'm building, Predictimo. Now it's my own tool. It's only got email and email for now. I have SMS and it's going to be an AI first email marketing app. Email marketing is one of the key things, right? That helps grow. Most brands that are growing heavily get 30 to 50% from email. Okay. Many people talk about Klaviyo and that. Of course, I'm going to use my own tool. It saves me money and I want to use it for testing. And then at the same time, I'm planning to actually have it so it also has WhatsApp abandoned cart recovery, because that's only going to get bigger and bigger, right? WhatsApp, started with SMS, abandoned cart recovery, and that's why a lot of these will have SMS, which is fantastic. But the next big thing is WhatsApp by far. So I'm going to be including that as well. And so as you can see, that the tools like email marketing only work when you have an established loyal brand, right? And the thing that the hardest part with building a brand is it takes time. Now, I am an impatient person too, so I focus on other things while I build out the brand slow and steady. So that I'm not focused on every little thing, right? Be patient. Getting the samples will take time. You might need to get multiple samples. You might need to update them. That's the whole point. When you're building a brand, you're putting customer first, product first. And then the fulfillment is easy. You use tools like Predictor Mail, for example, for your email and SMS. You use Debutify theme for your front end of your theme, or a free Shopify theme, whatever. A review app, okay? So review app, tons out there. Obviously, I have mine, which is DB reviews or Debutify reviews. It's not the best product. I'm redoing it next year, I'll be honest, in terms of its UI. Its functionality is good, but UI is not up to standard. I'm not going to lie to you there. And then I'm also building a landing page builder. And you should be, as you scale, using a landing page builder to send your traffic to. And, there's a number of them already out there. For example, there's like Repflow. And you send them to those pages and boom, and then via paid ads, via Facebook ads. So for heavy scaling, I plan to use FB ads and, most importantly, influencers. Okay, boom. Influencers are not cheap and it's hard and it takes time, but man, is it worth it. And you know what the biggest benefit of influencers these days is, especially when you're using Facebook ads, partnership ads. Now, on my other channel, I've just released a video on this, and this is the future. AI UGC is massive, and I'm using it. But partnership ads, you get 2x the return. So if you work with influencers and build those relationships and they're really happy, you can then offer to them partnership ads. Partnership ads is literally via Instagram, that you send a request to access their Instagram, and then you can literally run one of their reels, because you always want to focus on mobile reels, as an ad, right? Literally with your brand and theirs, and add a testimonial. It is statistically proven that that helps 2x your ROI. Now, that is massive, right? Like AI UGC is fantastic, but why is a partnership ad so much better? And it is simply because you can't replace someone with a real following that's a real person. AI UGC, I'm going to be using a great deal, right, to help me, and plus a tool called N8N, and I'll be sharing more of that. N8N is an AI agent automation tool, absolutely amazing. And I plan to make I'm in the process of making AI UGC automations. So I plan to use UGC but partnership ads and use both, right? So I'm doing both at the same time, right? So an AI UGC will reference an image, it'll then make AI images, it'll then make an AI UGC video, and I can just then have copy and creative, and then I also work with partnership ads. Between the two of those, that's your creative strategy for Facebook ads. And then at the same time, you do Google ads. Now, I've always been a big fan of Google ads. Shopping, or PMax is what it's called now, PMax, right? And brand search. That's it. All you do is you set up your Google Merchant Center from Shopify using the free Google and YouTube app, and then integrate that into Google. It does all your conversion tracking, run those campaigns, away you go. A lot of people also undervalue Bing. Bing is nowhere near as big, but you can literally set up Bing. There's a free app as well for it, as well, from conversion tracking, and then you can import campaigns automatically, right? It is that easy. Why? Why do they do that? Because Bing want to take a piece of the pie from Google, right? Bing gets like, I think like 5% of what Google does. So Bing's like, well, what can we do to try and get some customers across? And there you go. So there's our paid ads. We've now got Facebook, we've now got Google, we now got Bing, we've got influencer marketing, we've got email marketing. Then you use other apps, like you want loyalty apps that help incentivize customers to refer to their friends. Easiest type of marketing. There's plenty of them out there, like Loyalty Line, for example. Set that up and away you go, right? For live chat, I'm building my own live chat app that's starting actually in a few months. But like in the meantime, you can use like Shopify Inbox as a starting point. And honestly, it's pretty good. Like there's like Gorgeous and stuff as well, of course, as well for as you scale. And build out your team, and that's it. Now, when building a team, one of the key things that I've learned is the right culture, the right people, right? So, a lot of people use Fiverr and stuff. Don't use Fiverr. Don't use Fiverr. At least use Upwork. They're far better than Fiverr people, without a doubt. And ideally, if you can, try and do that and then build a really good culture, train them up. These people are fantastic for CS reps. CS. But with my live chat app, I'm building it as an AI agent first focused live chat app. So basically my goal is not to have a CS team, because with e-commerce, most of what people want is tracking updates, questions about the product, and these apps, once they pull the data from Shopify, can literally send it to the customer for you. So the other thing that you need is after ship, which is fantastic. It's just tracking, right? Tracking, automated tracking with emails. Now you can even integrate this into your other tools. So you can do like your ESP, like your predictor mail and that, so you can then do your branding in that, which is what I plan to do, because I want my branding. And then basically you just pull their variables to then send the email. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, that's all you really need to do. And then, there's other platforms you won't have heard of that a lot of people use. Is like there's Impact, there's Rakuten. These are affiliate marketing networks that you can build partnerships with agencies and stuff as well, where their job is to get retail customers for you, right? So affiliate marketing is massive. And then, as I said, that takes time. You need like an affiliate marketing manager. On your website as well, as a little tip, you should also, because you want more influencers, have an ambassador program for people to apply for your program. As you build a brand, there'll be influencers that will want to work with you. You won't need to reach out. It's pretty amazing, honestly. And then obviously at the same time, you want to build social content. So you want a content creator, right? Ideally, you want to get your influencers, use it on your page. You want to have graphic designers to help you make content that's social proof. You want to make it as natural and authentic as possible, right? It's just simple as that. And you want to have a social media manager. You want to have a content creator that's making content for you all the time, right? And as simple as that. And the other last key thing is new. Whenever you're building out your brand, always add new products, whatever they're trending, from competitors, new updates, feedback from customers, and then send them out. Always, people want new. That will never, ever change. And that's how I'm going to be getting to 10 million a year doing e-commerce. Honestly, I think I'll go beyond that, and I plan to document a lot of this, but I basically wanted to give all of this, and I hope this has been helpful. Honestly, this is all you need, right? You don't need, like, honestly, an agency, right? If you want help with this, just ask me down below. I will help you. And I know that agencies are still fantastic with scalability, but I don't need an agency because I've been through it all. Agencies chew into 20% of your margin. If you can have it without it, using all these tools, and let's be honest, AI-focused tools that are only going to become bigger and bigger, less and less do you need an agency. When it comes to, like, agencies mainly do the email marketing, the Facebook and Google ads, but a lot of these are all becoming AI first focused. So what I mean by that is that a platform will do all the work for you. The agency won't do much for you, right? So I think agencies are fantastic and they're great in various things, but I'm a big advocate for doing it internally. You're always going to get a bigger result. And that's where I find that for my brands that I can get a lot more scalability because I have a lot more reduced costs, control, and I can harness that to scale further. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to sort of say that. I hope that has been helpful. I will link this down below so you can use it just if you want for inspiration, of course, as well. Not the best handwriting, but I hope this has been helpful. I'm really excited to share my pajama brand. I'm just sort of building it out. I'm still getting photography, waiting on the photography because I've been waiting on the samples. And I'll be teaching you more as I learn more about this as well. This is a new space for me, so I'm going to be learning a lot too. So as I go through this, I want to be fully transparent. I plan to do a lot of tutorials around Shopify, around apps, around everything about this journey. So be sure to like, share, subscribe for more of this content. Be sure to comment down below any questions you have. I've mentored tons of people. I can pretty much answer any question you have, and any question I don't have, I will find it for you. It's I've done it that much, it just becomes that easy, right? So be sure to stick around. Otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed today's content. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.